Many thanks to Felix Rection Squad, Clash from the servers, Sgt. Pepper's servers, Sea of Doors Cloud, Dallas, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Dots, Designful, and Friendly a DayZ podcast for making this video possible. Shooting whilst prone in DayZ is bugged and can cause your shots to become massively inaccurate. Even at short distances, you can miss your shots because of this bug. So in this video, we're going to explain why this happens so we can avoid it, how to prone shoot without getting this huge accuracy penalty, and which weapons are most affected by this bug. What you aim at while you're prone on a surface that is sloped in DayZ greatly impacts the angle at which it will be off-center when you fire that weapon. The steeper the slope you prone on and shoot on, the more your view will be tilted and the less accurate your weapon will become. Basically, the iron sights and the reticle when ADSing proning on a slope are misaligned when at an angle. It's off-center. This is a massive bug. This will probably get fixed pretty soon, I think, but for now, we need to be aware of this bug to avoid it happening to us. First of all, it's important to not get this confused with leaning left or right using the keybinds or any other button. Leaning left or leaning right does not affect your accuracy whatsoever in DayZ. It works perfectly, and nor does it happen whilst in the various prone positions on a flat surface. So if you're on a flat surface, most weapons in DayZ are going to be perfectly accurate, but even if it has a very slight slope to it, which most terrain surfaces do in DayZ, you're going to be off-center. The root cause then is the prone angle, or how much this box is tilted to the left or right, or the front or the back. However much it's tilted by is how much you're going to be off center, with the further you are off the horizontal plane impacting the misalignment more. So it's not the vertical plane that you need to be concerned about, it's the horizontal plane that causes this bug to happen. So to summarize this, the angle off the horizontal plane corresponds to the angle your reticle or iron sights will be off center by, or your accuracy will be off by, in the direction of the pitch or yaw of this box here. But it is more complicated than this when you consider bullet speeds and how far away your target is. That was a mouthful, so to make this as simple as possible, to avoid this misalignment bug happening to you, either don't prone shoot at all in DayZ until this is fixed, or only prone shoot on objects or building surfaces with weapons that have high bullet speeds. This is because objects and buildings placed in the world are most of the time extremely flat, whereas most terrain surfaces has at least some tilt to it. Even the runway at Northwest Airfield has a very slight tilt to it, which means it will misalign your shots when you go prone and you shoot. Now, proning with forward or backwards tilt won't give you much misalignment, but it will mean that if you're tilted forwards, for example, you may overshoot your target due to the vertical misalignment happening on with your reticle or your iron sights. So we can zero our way out of this issue in this case. The problem is you're not going to be exactly perfectly straight forwards or backwards. There's always going to be some tilt if you're on a terrain surface. On top of this, the more we zero, the greater this misalignment becomes, with weapons like the VSS and the M79 grenade launcher being impacted the most due to their bullet speeds or projectile speeds being the slowest, and therefore need to zero higher at longer distances. This misalignment bug affects weapons that need to be zeroed higher, or when you're shooting at further distances. Even at a couple of 100 meters while proning on a fairly regular slope for DayZ can get you a lot of reticle or iron sight misalignment with low bullet speed weapons, whereas with a weapon like the AUG AX, which fires a 5.56, which is a very high speed projectile, you won't notice much of a difference here. But make no mistake, nearly all terrain surfaces will give you some misalignment whilst prone. This affects all weapons, if only a little. For this reason, and the fact that you'd expect to shoot more accurately while you're in the prone position, you certainly get less sway in the prone position, but you shoot less accurately on sloped terrain. This bug will likely get some priority for these reasons, so I'll let you guys know when it is fixed, as this is not the first misalignment bug that we've encountered and had fixed. Finally, I wanted to let you guys know that tilting a weapon whilst leaning, for example, doesn't impact the bullet path of a projectile to shoot to the side while it's greatly zeroed, like it would in real life. If you're zeroing a weapon massively and you're leaning to the side, the bullet will go out to the side like a boomerang, but in DayZ, all projectiles from zeroed weapons always travel out of the top of your character. So when you're leaning, it won't fly out across to the side, it will always stay exactly vertical to your character. So to summarize then, leaning doesn't cause this misalignment bug, only being prone on uneven surfaces does. If you've experienced this bug, let me and others know below. If you've missed some shots in the past that doesn't make a lot of sense why you've missed them. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.